It's another week where, I don't know, guys, just thinking over recent years, I feel like this is the first time in a while that we've made it through 2 weeks without having a total slam dunk guy to go after. And I say that knowing what Eli Mitchell went for a week ago. I don't think any of us was on the bandwagon of thinking he was that slam dunk guy. I know we talked about it in the show a week ago, and then we got the Raheem Mostert news, but not to the extent, Jake, that you were actually getting him. I mean, I read your column. You said if you're desperate for a running back, you go 40%, and that came nowhere near winning Eli Mitchell anywhere.
I won him in my home league with $53. So.
All right, so you won him in one spot out of a billion, where you didn't win him with $53.
No, and you went 13% higher than you said in your column.
Because just like somebody joked in my home league and said you don't even follow your own advice. I said my home league is a keeper league, and my home league, I know my home league spending. This is why I say fab all the time. This is why I give people a guide in fab. I don't put the actual percentage because you know your league better than anybody. I know my league better than anybody. I know that if you're in a keeper league where we keep the guys off waivers for potentially only $10 the next year, I know he's going to go for high 40s. So I did. Somebody went for 46 or so. So I got him for 53 because I also had Saquon Barkley, James Robinson as two of my top 3 running backs. My other one is really good. But again, I know my leagues. So yes, I do think he was a slam dunk. I still said he was a slam dunk, and I would buy low and Trey Sermon at the same time.
Well, we'll talk about that San Francisco running back situation a little bit later, but let's look at week 3 waivers. I think there are a lot of paths you can go. There are a lot of guys to go after, but no one who it's like, oh yeah, he's the guy, regardless of positional need. He's someone who you want to get. So we talk about McCole Hardman. We talk about Cordero Patterson in shallower leagues. Maybe Zach Moss is out there for you. Maybe Rondale Moore is out there for you. Henry Ruggs could be in this discussion. KJ Osborne. Brandon, who's the guy at the top of your list, let's say, regardless of position? Week 3 waivers, the one guy who is you're clicking in first no matter what.
You know, the guy that's on the list that you mentioned here and you just talked about, or not talked about, but brought his name up, is Rondale Moore. In 2 weeks, he's the guy that's flashed the most to me. I would say right now, if he's out there in my waivers, I'm going after him. Targeted 5 times out of the gate in week 1, 8 times in week 2. Watch him with the ball in his hand. We know that he is amazing, but it's just, getting that confirmation again each time. It's just exciting to watch this guy with the ball in his hand. There's no way that's going to go away because that's such a threat in that offense. And, he's been productive through the first 2 weeks. He's just a rookie. He's just going to get better. He's going to understand this offense better. It's just going to get, he's the guy I'm going in for this week.
Yeah, I'm going in to immediately flip him in a trade, though. I can't. He's still behind. We were just doing this last week with Christian Kirk. He's still behind Christian Kirk in snaps. He's still behind A.J. Green in snaps. You say it's not going to go away, Brandon. I think it can easily go away in any given game.
Well, in any given game, but you expect the snaps to grow as a rookie.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't. Because he's blocked. They can't grow. That's the problem, is unless he steps past Christian Kirk, which I think he's the better talent. We go back to the Bold Prediction show. Beller knows it. I was joking. I said, this is the path he gets there. So I'm with you in the fact that if he gets past Kirk and now he's out there for 40 snaps every single week, I'm with you. If he gets past A.J. Green and A.J. Green goes toast, which he actually showed some burst in that game.
Scored a touchdown.
Yes, did score a touchdown as well and had a nice catch after that.
Yep.
If he gets there, yes, absolutely. But under 30 snaps every single week, I just can't do it. So I'm doing it to sell high immediately. So yes, I am picking him up. But if I need somebody, there's a couple names on here that I would add before I got to him that I need. And for this list that you just mentioned, I think the one that seems the outlier to the rest for me is, as bad as that offensive line looks, DeVante Parker. Will Fuller, there's rumors coming out of Miami that Will Fuller's not coming back to football, period. And they're joking on the Miami front saying it's Ricky Williams all over again differently, but we don't know what's going on with him. Hopefully it's not life-family issues or whatever it is, but DeVante Parker, as much as it's 2 wide receivers, it's DeVante Parker and Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle, DeVante Parker. Targets. Gesicki's left out of the equation. It's 2 guys. I know that it might be Jacoby Brissett, but Jacoby Brissett has been productive and capable of throwing to wide receivers for his career. I like Mooney up there. Fields is at quarterback, and there's a lot of these receivers are the same. But if I want somebody, I'm going out there and putting in as my wide receiver 3. The only person on the list for me is DeVante Parker.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad call. The one thing I would go back to Rondale Moore is, even though snaps aren't as high, I think there's a higher amount of plays that are just specifically designed to go to Rondale Moore. So even when, it's not just like they're throwing him out there, and if he makes it in the progression of Kyler Murray, he gets the ball. I think there's, a handful of those plays that he's out there where there's like, this is the Rondale Moore play. And that's kind of, something that they looked like they were very evidently doing in the preseason, was designing plays for him.
Let's just do a lineup. We could do a lineup review versus, you can have Cordell Patterson, Zach Moss, Gainwell, Moore, and I'll take Parker, Pascal, Patrick, and who else is out there? Darnold and Mooney. I'll take all the volume guys. You can have all the high opportunity on touches.
Rondale Moore's got 14 targets through 2 games. He's maybe something of a volume guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's hard for me to trust that, defenses are smart. They're not just going to start, we'll let Rondale Moore beat us every single week.
So
I don't want Zach Moss, by the way. I refuse to accept him.
Get out of here.
He's got the highest touchdown rate on touches in the NFL.
DeVante Parker, for what it's worth, 9 catches and 16 targets so far this season, 123 yards. And if Will Fuller is indeed not going to play this season, or is not going to play for a while this season, then it is easy to like DeVante Parker. Remember where he was just a couple of years ago in that Miami offense.